And says the worst thing of an entrepreneur is for you to fall in love with your business idea. If you fall in love with your business idea, like when people are in law, they are blind, they are deaf to all kinds of feedback. They will take no constructive feedback. They are blind, they are deaf, they are just moving. So this idea would never work, and they are right. Sometimes they are right, most times they are right. You have to start knowing in your mind as an entrepreneur, whoever you are, and you're watching this, you have to start knowing that this idea may not work. This idea may be stupid. This idea may be bad. And what you need to do is get very quickly to knowing what about it is bad.
This is the JAB Show, and it's your life by design.
Yes, it's the JAB Show, and it's your life by design. I am Joe Abbas. If you meet me for the first time, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've built at least 3 businesses that have each gone to do between $500,000 and $1.5 million US. For a child that was born to illiterate parents and had to take his O-levels 3 times to move forward in life, how was I able to do this? Well, that's why I set up this channel. To share my story, lessons of my life that maybe could be helpful to you as you set out to create in your own life by design. Quite recently, I read a book. It's a biography of the co-founder of Netflix. His name is Marc Randolf, and the title of the book, his biography is "That Will Never Work." That would never work. Those of you who know me know about the stuff, stuff I've done, in my entrepreneurial capacity, building businesses. Some of you know those are my fun moments, my strong suit. And so let's talk about the story of Marc Randolf. And he says the subtitle is "The Birth of Netflix and the Amazing Life of an Idea." The Amazing Life of an Idea. Why am I sharing this? It's because entrepreneurs would shape this world. Entrepreneurs have shaped this world already. Everything that is around here that has enabled this broadcast to come to you has been done by entrepreneurs. Whatever was built in the studio, the electronics, the gadgets, the microphones, everything was created by entrepreneurs. So we entrepreneurs shape the world. And so we share things on there. But one of the things you have to realize that even if you're stepping out as an entrepreneur is that you would hear this frequently, this will never work. That will never work. You introduce an idea to somebody and they tell you that will never work. And the thing is, they are right most of the time. And sometimes, most times it's the last thing we want to hear somebody says. You want to just hear people say, yeah, let's go, go girl, go girl, go girl. You're talking to your friends, you're talking to your parents, everybody's urging you on. But sometimes, even from your household, the idea you share is so far-fetched and they will tell you it would never work. It was the same thing that was done with Netflix. Netflix is now, the latest market capitalization of Netflix is 362 billion United States dollars. But when it was first shared by Marc Randolf, everybody told him, including his wife, this will never work. And sometimes they are right, because the idea as it is may not work as it is. And so you have to start knowing in your mind as an entrepreneur, whoever you are, and you're watching this, you have to start knowing that this idea may not work. This idea may be stupid. This idea may be bad. And what you need to do is get very quickly to knowing what about it is bad. And the way you do it, you have to assume that the idea is ridiculous and not to work. Not just even wait for people to tell you that there is a possibility that this idea may not work. It's bad. You just don't know what is bad yet. And so you have to move very quickly and do something. And, Marc Randolf, put it this way. He said, so that you don't commit the worst sin of an entrepreneur. And says the worst sin of an entrepreneur is for you to fall in love with your business idea. If you fall in love with your business idea, like when people are in love, they are blind, they are deaf to all kinds of feedback. They would take no constructive feedback. They are blind, they are deaf, they are just moving. So this idea would never work, and they are right. Sometimes they are right, most times they are right, because you have to keep working on the idea and not take it for what the idea is. And the way you would know, the next step you do once you have the idea is to collide the idea with human beings. Collide the idea with a typical customer that you think would have to do this, that would use this product you're pushing out. So I do a lot of stuff in mentoring at Lim Kok Wing and various universities. And it's a tough idea to share with people because they think this idea now, as we have it, is the idea that's going to work. And it's a big headache. You have to let them know. No, you have to keep an open mind because this idea, as you have it now, may not work. And so your ability to be able to now test, what goes into those things, assumptions. You make a lot of assumptions. And I'll give you an example of how this guy laid it down and how they had to run test after test after test. And sometimes you do those analyses, you do them very well. You don't have to even roll out the business to know that it wouldn't work. So you're having in a mind where you were testing it. The first idea they came about with for Netflix, it was the VHS cassettes that they wanted to ship VHS cassette to people's homes because the only thing that they had then was Blockbuster. We also had maybe one big video rentals, VHS rentals somewhere at Rodin Street. That's where you had maybe the only one in the country. Later there was one that sprang up at Wilkinson Road, somewhere down Wilkinson. But that's the only one you had. And this guy wanted to ship video cassettes to people's home to watch. Once they checked the market fundamentals, it was a brilliant idea as far as they were concerned. But once they checked the market fundamentals, they discovered this would never work. How? The price of the video was $80. When they put in out the video for rentals, at those points in time, when they put out the video for rentals, the highest people could pay is $4. That's when that's what they're paying for Blockbuster. But because they have to package the video and send it out to customers, their profit for each of the video is 25% gross margins. They're only making $1 out of the $4. Now, so look at the business fundamentals. If you're only making $1 from the video, renting out in video, only making $1, and the video costs you $80. So even break even to get the cost of what you bought the video for, it means you have to rent this video out 80 times. And there's so many things that was wrong with it. Now, for you to rent a video 80 times, it will no longer be one of the latest videos. And let's think about even how long it will take you to do that. Those that are Blockbuster, where people pick up a video, they will turn around one video 20 times a month. Because what happens is overnight. You go watch overnight, you bring the next day, another person can now take this. So 20 times. Now, let's look at their own fundamentals for their own business. If you're sending a video, because they are shipping it out, their assessment was that it would take 3 days to ship, 2 days of rentals where the people watch the video, and then it take another 2 days to send it back. So the best case scenario would be 7 days. Each video that goes out will take 7 days to come back. 7 days between leaving and coming back. And then therefore, it means if it's 7 days, you can only rent the video 4 times a month out. 4 times a month, 28 days in a month. It's a business model that will not work. So they said it wouldn't work. But the beauty is the ability to carry out those tests before they even bought the first VHS. Before they bought the first VHS, before they started any investment, before they went out fundraising, they carried out this test, did the calculation, and know this will not work. And so we have to be bold as entrepreneurs to carry out certain fundamentals. That's why I was saying, don't fall in love with your business idea. Because once you fall in love with your business idea, you don't even want to hear whatever everybody else is saying. You believe this business would work. And you just throw everything around it, only for you to get to the point where if they had started their investments and now know the fundamentals of the business were not okay, what do you think would have happened to them? So therefore, when people tell you that will not work, they are not wrong. Most times they are right, because the idea as it is would need working on for this to happen. And because you listen to this, we'll come back and I'll tell you how they got this thing off the ground. Not something that worked. And like I said, we now have a company that is worth $362 billion. By the time of this recording, it's worth the market capitalization of Netflix is $362 billion United States dollars.
This is the JB Show, and it's your life by design.
Join our community today by subscribing to the JB Show on YouTube. Don't forget to like and turn on your notifications so that you never get to miss an update. All it takes is a click.
transfer charges chop off a chunk of what you're sending. With no sonko, you can send money for free with AfriMoney any day, anytime, no matter the amount. Dial *161*1# now to send money for free with no charges. AfriMoney, no sonko.
Long before roads or rails, before signals filled the sky, there was Rokel, the river that connected us all. This basket bought food, paid school fees, it raised children, and carried dreams. It held the economy in palm and straw. It brings power to our homes, food to our markets, and unity to our journey. This is the rhythm of Sierra Leone, from hand to hand, from shore to shore. But now that rhythm has evolved. Now the basket carries more. RCB SIM Copper, for sending money from any phone. RCB Prepaid, for anyone, no account needed. RCB Copper Card, your local power. RCB Visa, global reach in your wallet. Just like the river, your money can move freely across towns, borders, and time. From the village to the vault, the banker sees it all. One transaction, one river, move seamlessly. This is more than banking. This is Rokel, Commercial Bank, bank of choice.
This is the JB Show, and it's your life by design.
Welcome back. Now, we're talking about Netflix. So the VHS was just thrown off the cliff, and then it never happened. But then, so driving one day, this Marc Randolf with his friend in Hastings, I think, then they got the idea of DVD. And the moment they got DVD was lighter, DVD was cheaper, then DVD I think was $25 for DVD. You could see how far it was from the VHS. You know what they did? Test. The guys, they stepped out from the car, bought a DVD, mailed it to themselves, put it in the post office, just at the LC, put it in the post office, and in 24 hours, the DVD came back and was delivered to their house, intact. One box ticked that yes, this could be possible. But imagine there are maybe 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 20 other assumptions you make to run a business. You have to test each of them. This is the total number of customers I would have in 1 week. Test it. How would you know? Test. This is what it's going to cost. Test. Try to go buy the thing physically and see how much it costs you. This is how much I can charge for this. Test. Try to sell it to people and see if they can buy it. Before you do the production, there's a way you can do. And so that's the idea around there where you test. I'll give you another example. So, and this is how they got it. 18 months. It took them 18 months from discovering the DVD to get it to a point where they could ship it over, to the customers, to the point where you can now access, you can just stream Netflix from wherever you are in the world. You can stream live. It took 18 months to get to the point where they could get this off the ground. Like I said, you've now built a $362 billion US dollars company. I'll give you another example. There's a company called Zappos. Zappos was founded by somebody called Nick Swinmurn in 1999. The idea was that he went to a shop to look for a certain kind of chuka boots, the size and color he wanted. It wasn't there. So he thought, what if these things can be sold online so that you can actually order, so that factories can actually make these things on order so that you will get what you want. Then he launched the company. The company was first called shoesites.com. Later changed it into, in July 1999, he changed the name to Zappos. Zappos is a Spanish word for shoes. It's a Spanish word for shoes. But this is the point I want to make. When he was getting the business off the ground, you know what he did? He used a drop shipping like model to test demand without investing a lot of money. And what did he do? He took pictures from the local stores of shoes and posted the photos on his website and get people to order the photos, the shoes. Now, once people begin to order the shoes on his website, he didn't own the shoes. He just went to a shop, click, and took photos and posted the photos on his website, and people started ordering the shoes from his website. Then he will now go and buy the shoe and ship. The pricing was already worked out. I'm buying for this, I'm selling for Y, and therefore the margins, the profit margin, this is what I'm going to pay for shipping, the margins was there. Once that picked up, without him not having a store to manufacture the shoes, without him building only basic websites, not stocking any shoes, that's when he proved that there was demand for buying shoes online, because people have been used to, you buy your shoes, you have to test them on to see that they fit. But now he added everything, so you can return, for free, and you got to a point in time where you could do it in 6 months, you could do a whole year, you can still return the shoes. You were able to build it. In 2008, when Amazon bought over Zappos, it was worth, its annual turnover was $1 billion US dollars. That's what his annual turnover. The point I want to make here: test your ideas before you roll them out. The assumptions you make when you want to roll out your business, before you even do your investment, you have to test, because that will not work. The idea as it is may not work. When people tell you this will never work, not to hate, they hate you. They're just not. No, it's because in most cases the idea as it is wouldn't work. And so it's your ability to now step back, keep an open mind, systematically and constructively, objectively test all of the assumptions that you have made about this business. Don't fall in love with your idea. Don't fall in love. It's one of the worst crimes you can commit as an entrepreneur. Don't fall in love. Test until you're sure that this will work. Then you can now go a deep dive and plunge into it. And I hope so for those of us running a business, and my business and mentors, my mentees at Limco Queen, and maybe everybody watching this today, you could follow up Startup Body Shop. Reach out to the Startup Body Shop. We help businesses build themselves. We'll help businesses roll out, test whether they can, because we've built businesses ourselves. Like I said at the top of the show, we've built at least 3 businesses that are each gone to do more than $500,000 US dollars, up to $1.5 million US dollars in businesses that we built from scratch. So we want to be able to help you as a business. You have any question? Please, our handles are on the screen. Contact us, our telephone numbers are there. Send us an email. But we want to be able to help you grow your business and build the next big business in our nation. They tell you that will never work. A lot of the time they are right. But we're going to help you to make it work.
This is the JB Show, and it's your life by design.